The New England Patriots just got a huge gift from an AFC foe. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the daily Patriots content. Don't miss out. All you got to do is subscribe, notification bell, boom, hit that like button. It'll take you 2 seconds, if not less. So just do it, guys. Less than a week, actually just over a week. My fault. Again, high school PE teacher, not math teacher. Just coming off summer break. You know what it is. But just over a week, Patriots, Raiders. It's going to be fun. Don't miss out on your content right here leading up to it in all of this 2025 season. Just hit that subscribe button. Today, what we're going to jump into, I know a lot of you are like, Aaron, I'm going to need you to pump the brakes on Jabrill Peppers. I know that's what you're going to lead with. No, not what I'm leading with. Am I going to talk about it? Yes, of course. Does this move have to deal with Jabrill Peppers? Yes, it does. And that is our guy, Eric Gregory. And we got to jump into that. So our boy Eric Gregory was picked up after Jabrill Peppers was released. He was picked up. Who is he? He's a defensive tackle. Played a good amount of time in college football at Arkansas. He had a redshirt year and then also the COVID year. So those are two things that a lot of people, you're not obviously down the road, you're going to stop seeing that a lot. People playing college football for 6 years. But the huge thing about Eric Gregory is when he was with the Bengals. So he was an undrafted free agent from Arkansas, obviously picked up by the Cincinnati Bengals as an undrafted free agent, initially made the 53-man roster for the Bengals, and then was released. When he was released, a lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of reporters, a lot of analysts, very upset of Eric Gregory's release. He apparently had a very good camp for the Bengals, and that bodes well for the Patriots. He did well there. And we know you look at the Bengals defense, it has not been crazy. They're still trying to figure things out over there. But what they did was they brought in more interior depth on the interior offensive line. Honestly, one of their biggest issues has been what? Protecting Joe Burrow. So again, I understand why they have to do this. I know it's not probably an easy decision for them to make, but their loss is our gain. Now, is Eric Gregory going to be a guy who's going to come in and start? Let's remember, we have Christian Barmore, we have Milton Williams, even we have great rotational pieces like Farmer as well as Tonga. And so you're looking at this and you're like, hey, we got pieces here. We got pieces here, which is great. But as well, Eric Gregory is going to be a great add-on. And again, I'm going to continue to preach it. Mike Vrabel has said, where are we going to win the football game? And that is in the trenches. Again, it is just like we talked about on the practice squad. They have added defensive linemen on that practice squad, a lot of defensive pieces on that practice squad. You got to have your insurance policies ready. You never know. We've seen it, I'm going to be a realist. You've seen it with Christian Barmore. You never know what's going to happen. You need people in place ready to go. So Eric Gregory is a great pickup. And I think was honestly a gift from the Bengals because, again, their issues with their offensive line, they have to deal with that offensive line, and they had to lose a good piece. I would tell you Eric Gregory for them, what it seems like, what I've read is almost like how we view Eftim Chisholm III, where it's like, oh my gosh, this guy, he had a great training camp, he had a great preseason, he's going to make the team as an undrafted free agent. That's huge. And a lot of times, fan bases latch onto that. They love the underdog. We all know that. They love the underdog. Come on now. Efton Chisholm, underdog, going into camp. And then as we see him just dominate, we're like, yeah, this guy's the real deal. He's making the team. I think that was very similar with the Bengals and Eric Gregory. So again, their loss, our gain. What are your thoughts? I think it's a great move by the Patriots. You look at, I'm going to pull this up. Sorry. I meant to have this up already. But you look at the depth once again. And, you have, as I said, you have Eric Gregory, you have Joshua Farmer, the Florida State guy. Again, Florida State actually about to take down Alabama. Crazy. And then as well, Tonga, not a bad piece. Christian Barmore and Milton Williams, ideal. So it's going to be fun to watch. And kind of like Elijah Ponder. Obviously, Elijah Ponder is an edge guy. Undrafted free agent. Don't sleep on him. Going to be exciting. Buckle up for these undrafted free agents. It's going to be fun. A lot of potential you can see in them. Here are some of the tweets that were just hilarious. Gregory's a great get for him. Good for Eric Gregory to land on a 53-man roster on the Patriots, but bittersweet to see the Bengals after releasing him to get Dalton Risner, again, interior offensive lineman. And then just it's snatched him. Listen, people aren't happy. Again, it's a business. It's not ideal, but again, their loss, our game. We'll take it. We'll take the depth and a potential gem, undrafted free agent gem. Sounds good to me. What do you think? Comment below. Would love to hear from you guys. Now, as we look, I want to scroll up to this main tweet up here. Patriots. One other undrafted free agent I want to touch on real quick. Kind of bummed about Jack Conley, Boston College guy, was guard. They moved him up to tackle. They kicked him off the practice squad. They released him. They took in Mudford, tackle, practice squad. So again, they kick one out, they take one back in. And so again, kind of a bummer because he's a Boston College guy, is what it is. But then Jabrill Peppers. So the big question is, why Jabrill Peppers? And I think when you whittle it down, it comes down to this. It comes down to, what do Terrell Williams and Mike Vrabel ultimately want? They want safeties that are able to protect the deep part of the field and play man coverage. Okay, they're going to be sending people, baby. They're going to be hunting after the quarterback. And so, are they going to be able to put people on islands and hold their own? Are they going to be able to do that? And so now, you look at Peppers and even Duggar. You look at their style of play, very aggressive inside the box. Yeah, don't get me wrong, they're great. I'm not saying there couldn't have been a place, but I think when it comes down to it, you weigh your options. You say, we got this young guy in Woodson. We're in a rebuild. What are we looking at? And if you have faith in the man, he's a Swiss Army knife. We've done a video on him months ago. He can do a lot, and he adds a lot of value. Again, you believe in Hawkins as well, that he can do that. He can play that man coverage. He can play the deep part of the field. He can do what you want in your scheme, as opposed to what Gerard Mayo had and Covington had last year for the Patriots, where they played more in the box. So when we look at it, you got the pieces in your defensive line where it's, hey, we're going to create pressure. You got that second level, those linebackers. You look at Spillane as the leader right there, also going to be able to create that pressure. Question is, secondary, Christian Gonzalez, is he going to play man? Yes. Carlton Davis, can you play man? Yes. Alex Austin, DJ James, can they play man? Yes. We look then to the safeties. Safeties, Woodson, yeah, man can do it. Younger guy, going to be a young secondary, Hawkins as well. So again, Jabrill Peppers, it's crazy to think he was a captain last year. He did go through a lot last year. Now he's gone. So again, you got to trust the process. I think that's the biggest thing through this is, yes, it's kind of nerve-wracking and it's a bold move to say, all right, yeah, we're going with a rookie. But again, you also, as a coach, have to make those moves for what you believe as the captain of the ship is best for your team. And if that's what Mike Vrabel says, that's what we're going to go with. If that's what this front office, this organization under Mike Vrabel say, that's what we got to go with. That's what we got to trust in. In my opinion, there's no point of complaining, getting upset. Unfortunately, it probably wasn't ideal that some of the issues that Peppers had last year. I'm not saying that's the reason. Not saying that at all. I do think it is a scheme thing, but we also need to understand, it wasn't ideal. Let's kind of move on from this. Let's spread ourselves out from this and be done with it. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, it was dropped, all this stuff. Again, I understand. This is a real rebuild. I know he was one of the most tenured Patriots on the current roster. Got to move on. Time to move on. Younger guys, scheme fits. So what do you think? What do you think? So comment below. Would love to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts, especially when it comes to Gregory? Again, their loss, our gain. I think that on Gregory, I'm not telling you he's going to come in and be a Pro Bowler, but I think that he's going to have impact, and it's going to be fun to watch him play. And good to have some depth on that defensive line. It's always smart. Peppers, you appreciate it, but you know, you got to trust the process. So comment below, tell me what you think as well. Little bonus at the end. If you guys saw it, Cole Strange, I believe, signed with the practice squad for the Browns. Correct me if I'm wrong. Bailey Zappi did too, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but crazy. It is crazy how things are turning out. So anyways, comment below. And I wish, obviously, them the best. I wish them the best. Everyone who leaves the Patriots, unless they absolutely just say, I wish you the worst in life, you know, I hope the best for them in the rest of their career. So anyways, comment below. Tell me what you think. Appreciate you. We'll talk later. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.